Hello everyone and welcome to another video. My name is Reagan. I normally do book content and today's going to be another book video. Today I have for you my mid-year reading check-in is what I'm calling it. Some might say mid-year freakout tag, but I'm not specifically doing those prompts, so I thought I'd call it just my mid-year reading goal check-in. Mainly what I want to do is just see where I'm at for the year, what goals I've accomplished versus what goals I still need to accomplish, just kind of the overall vibes of the first half of the year. We're in June, it's June 16th, we're about halfway through the year. I'm gonna first start off with my statistics for the year. All of these statistics I'm getting off my story graph. As of June 16th, I've read 84 total books, 32,097 pages total. My average rating for those 84 books is a 3.33, so really middle of the road kind of, which makes me a little bit sad. I've hoped to get more 5-star reads of the year or higher rated books, but honestly my year has been pretty average in terms of rating. My most read author is going to be Ruby Dixon, and I've read 8 of her books this year, being the Ice Planet Barbarian series. If you've watched my channel at all, you know that is like my comfort read. I got addicted to it this past year. The last statistic I have for you is my genre breakdown. This is not my genre breakdown out of the 84 books. A book can be counted as multiple genres, if that makes sense. So my top 5 genres read. My top genre I've read this year is romance with 63 romance books. My second top genre is contemporary with 29, fantasy with 18, young adult with 17, and thrillers with 11. Next, we're gonna get into my reading goal check-in. So I made a total of 6 reading goals for the year of 2024, and I wrote them down on my Notion. They're under my reading journal tab. The first one you can see right at the top is my total reading goal for the year. We have 100 books. We're a good portion of the way there. We're at 85. I have a little check-in in my library here, little markers. We've hit 25, 50, 75, and the next goal to hit is 100. So we are slowly but surely making our way there this year. I'm not too worried about that one, honestly. This is the most I've ever been reading in my life, and even if I hit a huge book slump right now, I still feel that I'll be able to read another 15 books before the end of the year, 2-ish books a month. I think that's pretty attainable for me. My next goal was to read 10 mystery thrillers. Since mystery thriller was the genre I wanted to get more into this year, I set my goal at 10 of them. I've actually completed that goal as of June 16th, but I'll just tell you all of the 10 that I read, starting with First Lie Wins, Murder in the Family, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, The Teacher by Frida McFadden, House Across the Lake by Riley Sager, The Soulmate, Good Girl Bad Blood, Killer Instinct, Perfect Couple, and All In. Pretty good for my goal. I've already met that, and I'm probably going to, if I keep going at the rate I am, double it for the next half of the year, which is great. My next goal was to read 4 classic / non-fic books. I've actually read 3. My goal as of now would be technically 2. I have read 2 memoirs this year and 1 classic. Educated by Tara Westover, Animal Farm, and The Woman in Me by Britney Spears. Hopefully I will read 1 more classic to even it out this year. My next goal was to read the Throne of Glass series. I am actually on track for that this year. Halfway through the year, I've read 4 out of the 8 books that we need to complete that goal. The 5th reading goal I had was to read 50% of my original TBR, which is 28 books. It is my 2024 TBR tracker. This is the TBR that I started out with at the beginning of 2024. My entire physical TBR. My starting number was 55 books. Dividing that in half, you get 27 and a half, so I just rounded up to 28. I've actually read exactly 28. I just recently completed this goal. The 28 books I've read include Radio Silence by Alice Oseman, House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas, The Ballad of Never After by Sydney Garber, The Dare by Elle Kennedy, All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata, Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark, King of Rude by Anna Huang, The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston, The Love Wager by Lynn Painter, The Graham Effect by Elle Kennedy, Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood, The Trouble with Hating You by Sajni Patel, Chase Me by Tessa Bailey, The Love Con by Sarisia Glass, Mr. Fixer-Upper by Lucy Score, The Fake Mate by Lana Ferguson, Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, Ice Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson, Good Girl Bad Blood by Holly Jackson, Make Me by Tessa Bailey, Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, To Sir Philip with Love, When He Was Wicked, It's in His Kiss, On the Way to the Wedding, and An Offer from a Gentleman, all by Julia Quinn, and then lastly, Cruel Seduction by Katie Robert. This means halfway through the year, I've officially completed half of my original TBR, which means, again, if I keep going on track, I will have read my entire physical TBR, and that means I've completed completely renewed it. That's kind of my new temporary goal with some caveats. Like a lot of these classics down in the middle section here, the Odyssey, I'm probably not going to read that this year. And some of these like heavier classics, Great Expectations, etc. I'm probably not going to get to all of them this year. I'm just not in that stage of my life, in that mood of my life where I want to be reading those unless I actually like have to for an English class. I could pretty much renew my entire physical TBR this year, and that would be a really great accomplishment for me because I tend to have books that'll stick on my TBR for ever and ever and ever. Next and last reading goal I have for the year is to complete 10 of the original series I'm in the middle of. So in the beginning of the year, I kind of kept track of the series that I had started or had been in the middle of at the start of 2024, and I wanted to finish at least 10 of them. I believe it was somewhere in the 15 to 18, maybe even 20 range of how many series I had been in the middle of. So 10 was like kind of cutting that in half. Currently, I've gotten to 8 series and finished 8 series. For the most part, I'm not counting series that I've gotten up to date on, with the exception of Crescent City series by Sarah J Maas, because the next book in that series probably not going to come out for a few years. I've read the Letters of Enchantment duology, Crescent City by Sarah J Maas, Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber, the entire Bridgerton series by Julia Quinn, Briar You by Elle Kennedy, the Fixer series by Lucy Score, Broken Beautiful Roommates trilogy, and The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This means I have 2 more series to complete this goal. Hopefully one of them is going to be Throne of Glass. I'm holding out hope that that will be one of the 10. Those are all my reading goals that I've gotten through, or kind of our update on our reading goals of the year. The next thing we have to go through is going to be my 24 books to read in 2024. While I was planning out this video, I was like, did I ever do a 24 books to read in 2024? Like, I can't remember. I don't have it anymore on my Notion to keep track of. I went back, looked through my videos around Bookmas, and I actually did make one. I haven't really been keeping track of those and trying to reach those goals. So I was like, this will be interesting to include to see if I actually completed some of that without prompting or without remembering. And I've actually done pretty well. Starting at the beginning, we have Bride by Ali Hazelwood. I did in fact read that. Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Also read that. Funny Story by Emily Henry. I have yet to read that, so that is not checked off. House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J Maas. I have read that. Fangirl Down. I haven't read. Daydream by Hannah Grace. I have not read. Wild Love by Elsie Silver. I have read. Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. I have not read. House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J Maas. I have read. The Dare by Elle Kennedy. I have read. Life's Too Short by Abby Jimenez. I have read. Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. I have read. Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. I have completed. Daisy Hates by Jessa Hastings. I have not read. Never by Jessa Hastings. Also have not read. King of Greed by Anna Huang. I have read. The 7 Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I have read. Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas. I have reread. And Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I have reread as well. Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I have read. The Locked Door by Frida McFadden. I have read. The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I have not read. The One That Got Away with Murder by Trish Lundy. I have not read. And lastly, The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I have read. So that brings the total to 16 out of the 24 books read and 8 out of the 24 books unread. I picked some books I think that I really had on my radar, which is good because I wasn't even keeping track of this goal, and I've still managed to surpass the halfway point of it. The last part of this video that I would love to go through with you guys is 5 books to kind of add to that list for the rest of 2024. Just kind of a new goal to be set since we've met some of the original goals. So the first book I have on that list is Vengeful by V.E. Schwab. This is the second book in the Villains duology. This will be completing a series that I've originally started. I might need to look at a little recap or like read the end of Vicious just to see kind of what went down, but I'm very, very excited to get to it. 2 V.E. Schwab books actually made it on this list, the second one being A Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab. This is the third and final book in the Darker Shades of Magic trilogy. I have the audiobook on hold and I don't know when it's coming through, but it will definitely be this year. So when that comes through, I will definitely get this read. I'm not like super invested. They've consistently given me a 3 stars, but I want to know how it ends. My third book is As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson. This will be finishing out the Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy that I started this year. When I've started series this year, I've kind of made it like an internal goal to try and finish the series if I started this year. I had the audiobook on hold for this as well because I've read the first 2 in audio, so I want to stay consistent. Next, I have Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J Maas. I put this on this list because I want to remind myself I've read all the other books in the series and this is my end goal. The last book on this list is Binding 13 Insane by Chloe Walsh. The reason why this has made it on the list is because I went insane for some reason. I thought I was never going to read the series. Then I went insane. Bought all 6 of them at one time. Haven't even read the first one. Could hate it. If I don't read at least the first one by the end of the year, I'm going to be mad at myself because why did I buy the whole series? Alright, those are all of the reading goals and reading updates I want to give you for my midway check-in this year, and I think I've done pretty good on my reading goals. I was not expecting to read as many books as I have, so I'm very proud of myself. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff, you guys. You guys know the drill. I'd love to talk to you about books in the comments. I have a Bookstagram and a Goodreads. They're always linked down below. If you'd like to follow me on there, we can be friends. I have a ton of book content on my channel if you'd ever like to check out more of it, and I hope to see you in the next video. I love you so much. Bye.